Lesson 14, honesty in all areas of life. This idea of rigorous honesty was something that I was taught really early on in the days that I was getting sober. I was told that I had to be willing and honest in all areas of my life. Now, as somebody who had become a bit of a liar throughout those last years of my addiction, I was hiding my drinking. And also, I was quite manipulative because I was always trying to work my life in a way that suited me. I was inherently dishonest. And dishonesty can be a really slippery slope. It's this whole idea, right, that if you think a white lie isn't a big deal, but you constantly tell white lies, then what you're actually doing is believing your own bullshit. And that's a really dangerous place for somebody in recovery to be. Because if I'm believing my own white lies, then what if one day my head tells me that having a drink is a good idea? Like, that's an absolute lie. But if I'm used to believing my own lies, then maybe I'll think that's true. And then it'll be a much faster slope of rationalizing and justifying until I end up picking up a drink. So that's one reason that rigorous honesty is so important in my life. But the other reason is that being dishonest actually just doesn't feel good, especially when you've been living a life where you show up each day being honest. When you get used to this, I find that if I have told a white lie for whatever reason, like, I actually really feel it in the pit of my stomach. It's horrible. And it almost reminds me of those mornings waking up with guilt, shame, and remorse, where I'd pick up my phone and my stomach would drop because I'd look at my call log and, there'd been a 45-minute conversation with somebody and I couldn't remember any of it. Or I'd seen text messages that I'd sent out. Ugh, oh, that feeling. Oh my goodness. No, thank you. Well, that's the kind of feeling I get these days if I realize that I've been dishonest. So it's just not an option anymore. And, you'll hear me bang on about honesty all the time. I say it's a value. Some people argue that it's not. But for me, it's just the way I want to live my life today.